2020, I made $63,349.
I love how you said 49 because you deserve every single dollar. Yes, brush those shoulders up because what's inspiring is you did that as a part-time signing agent.
Yes. Oh, I'm still kind of pinching myself that that was even possible under the circumstances. So, yes, $63,349, Mark, because of you.
Another episode of On the Road with the loan signing system with signing agent Sheila out in Virginia. How are you doing today, Sheila?
I am doing great. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year. Yes, you are officially the very first On the Road of 2021, right? Let's go. All of these episodes, Sheila, this is crazy inspiring. So let's just get to it. How much money did you make in 2020?
2020, I made $63,349.
I love how you said 49 because you deserve every single dollar. Yes, brush those shoulders up because what's inspiring is you did that as a part-time signing agent.
Yes. Oh, I'm still kind of pinching myself that that was even possible under the circumstances. So, yes, $63,349, Mark, because of you. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm gonna say it's because of you and your effort. I can't take credit for your greatness, girl. Okay, so this is crazy because your story is so inspiring for so many reasons. You know, do you know how many Americans would love a $63,000 part-time income?
Oh my God.
It
I can
can't
imagine.
be done. So if you're watching this and you have a full-time job, it can be done. We're going to talk about the entire journey, but I'm going to kind of give people a little sneak peek into this journey. Your full-time job was a flight attendant.
Yes,
So,
I love it.
yeah. And the crazy part is she was doing this during the middle of the pandemic, and she got furloughed about 3 months ago. And
Yeah.
so if she didn't have this opportunity, imagine like how crazy you would feel if you got furloughed with no secondary form of income.
Ooh, that makes my heart stop a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, that, yeah, it's saving grace, this whole opportunity, um, because I loved my job as a flight attendant. I got to travel the world. I was mainly international. It was like, oh my God, a dream job, great benefits. You know, we get comfortable with the 9 to 5 and the steady paycheck and the healthcare and the 401ks. And, you know, I did that for about 5 years. So when that day came, it was just like, what now? But things had already fallen into place. So, yeah.
No such things as accidents. So no, I just want to inspire everybody that, I mean, you could have been in a very worse position, but having this second form of income really helped lessen the blow of a furlough. And to think that, you could be from on top of the world, like literally in an airplane to where you are today is a really, really cool story. So let's talk through it a little bit, right? Let's just get right out of the gate here. I mean, a flight attendant, for all intents and purposes, you make great money, right? So what was some of the factors, because of becoming a signing agent that you decided that, let me be a signing agent even though I have a full-time job? And let's kind of dig into your story because your story is really inspirational.
Yes. Where do I start? We all have a reason why we feel we have to fulfill certain things in life. And if I go as far back as to just my upbringing, backstory about me is I'm originally from South Florida. So, hey, South Florida. Fort Lauderdale, Florida, born and raised, now living in Virginia because of my job originally brought me here. I was based out of the airport where I live. So my parents are actually Haitian immigrants from Haiti that came to South Florida in the 80s with just 2 luggages themselves. And then I was born in the States. So having parents that came to the States with pretty much just clothes and a high school degree, and I'm their baby, their only child, all the pressure is on me. And I always found myself, even leading up to this business, that I have to do better. I have to make my parents proud. I have to give them, since they couldn't provide it for themselves because they sacrificed so much for me to put me through school, to pay for my education, I have to be that American dream for them. even though I was born in America. But that's what America is all about. And I always heard it, but now being in this position, it really comes to show that, why am I gonna cry? No matter your background, your struggles, you know, I had parents that, you know, they made sure they kept a roof over my head. But I know they didn't have everything they wanted. And so to see, oh, I can put a smile on their face with my success to provide not only for them, because, you know, when parents get older, you end up being the parent and you're, you know, they're the child for you. It's just an opportunity that I'm so proud to be able to tell my parents, hey, look at me. All your 2 to 3 jobs that my mom did for 10 years as a nurse, and my dad walking me to school without a car because he sacrificed his car to give to my mom to go to work. It was not for nothing, you know. I don't even, sorry. But that is my every inspiration as to why I felt like I'm doing great financially with the job that I had, but I felt like something was missing. I felt like I need more. And I want a little bit of independence, but I want true financial higher success to provide not only everything that I wanted for myself, but I can get up and buy my mom a car. If she's not able to pay a bill this month because she's getting up in that age, I can say, okay, hey mom, here's some money, you're all taken care of. And just show them that your sacrifice to come to this country and the many jobs that you work to provide for me, and you didn't really have to, because some parents aren't, you know, as amazing as what I would say my parents were. But I want those that didn't even have that great of an access of 2-parent household or financial access. That does not at all determine what you can be and do in life for yourself moving forward. And if anyone is watching this in a household where their parents are struggling or they feel the pressure, they don't know what direction to go, trust yourself and what you know you can provide for yourself to be the strength to accomplish so much and be successful. And I am so happy I was patient with my journey in life. I survived some things in life, you know, oh God, the stories. You know, my parents are definitely the motivating factor. Having them come from nothing to see their daughter have everything is my pride and joy in everything that I do. So that's really where my backstory and motivation was, because I've been searching for something else for the longest. I tried a couple things, didn't work out.
You know, I mean, if I could just interject, because like, I mean, I was just sitting there in awe of just you just being vulnerable and telling your stories. Is like I said, when you said it was thanks to me, I said, no, it's thanks to you. Your greatness, thanks to your parents. Like the idea that you have a good job and you still wanted more, like that's an entrepreneur. That is somebody who understands that in order to be great, I can't be comfortable with comfortable. And you had every reason to be comfortable with comfortable, but you're like, look, I still want more. I have a great job. But, you know, I haven't even told everybody. I mean, if you see this little plaque behind Sheila right now, Sheila is a 10K Money Club Award recipient. That means she made $10,000 in one calendar month as a signing agent. But what should blow people away is she did that part-time.
Yes, I was still working my main job now.
Part-time. So she was actually one of my quickest students to the 10K club as a part-time signing agent. If I'm doing my math right, you did that in your 3rd month.
Month number 3.
A 3rd month of being a signing agent.
Yes.
And you hit the 10K club part-time, everybody.
Yes.
That is incredible. We have people hitting that 3rd month mark as full-time signing agent, but you are juggling, flying around the world, coming off work. And so again, I say that to inspire people because your greatness has always been in you. Your parents have instilled it, but you finally found a vehicle and a signing agent that really allows you to soar. And I can't be happier for you. And I think your parents are obviously happy for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're proud. They brag about it all the time. It's like, I just love the fact that they say, "Oh, my daughter, she on her own business." Or she her own boss. She can take off whenever she want. You know, my mom came to visit, last minute decision to have her come up, and I just stopped all signings, closed out everything for 2 weeks, and took time for her and myself. And that's the luxury of taking that risk on what you want for yourself in life, and don't question it too hard.
So proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I hope I say that enough, Sheila. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
You're welcome. And now knowing your story and where your parents come from, like what I love about these stories is, you're not the only child of an immigrant watching this right now, or immigrants, excuse me. And I hope people, like you said, no matter what your backstory is, you can become great and you found your vehicle through this industry. But I want people to realize that, you could be a flight attendant and then become a signing agent, right? If you could build this business, do you think anyone could?
Definitely, definitely. The part-time, if you have a 9 to 5, that's the luxury of this business, which also, attracted me to it, was that flexibility of kind of creating your own schedule. And I want people to know, again, this is an inspiration for you to acquire to, but don't feel pressured that you're not successful if you don't make this amount. You're going to do it at your time, at your pace, but that's the luxury of this business. I, at times, I wasn't even flying sometimes, but I was on reserve, which means they can call me at any time of that day. And I had 3 hours to get to the airport. So I couldn't put any signings on those days. And sometimes I'm sitting there all day, they don't use me. I'm like, oh, I could have done, oh, you're killing me, but I still accomplished the numbers that I did because I worked around what I had. So don't let your work schedule discourage you. Trust the process and your time to grow. If you need that main job, what I tell some people is keep it, work with it, make it an add-on. Don't make it an issue. Don't rush because you feel you have to meet everybody else's quota. Take your time, but trust when you take that leap to go full-time, though, it's kind of nice.
Yeah, no, I love it. And I mean, and I want to inspire people who, are industries that are question marks because of the pandemic. I mean, it must have been a really uneasy feeling knowing that travel was dropping like crazy. Talk to me.
April, my second month in business, is really when everything kind of went left with the economy. And I would work flights that only had 1 or 2 passengers on the plane. Airports you are always bumping into somebody passing through, like Newark and LA, Houston, empty. It literally felt like a movie, and it was scary, and so I thought about me potentially losing my job, but then I looked at all the other people associated with this job, the caterers, the cleaners, the maintenance people. I can't imagine everyone who has lost their job. My father lost his job too. So again, that factor of taking care of my parents, if they need me to, is continuous motivation to keep this business ownership going, because, oh my gosh, what's next if this falls apart?
Yeah, no, and I couldn't imagine the feeling of being in an industry, seeing 1 or 2 people on an airplane, and you in the back of your mind, I don't know how you not go like, I'm going to lose my job any day. And so that pressure is just crazy. And I hope people are being inspired by you, because, there's 2 ways you could have taken that, right? You could have crawled into a hole and been like, the world's falling apart, right, literally right beneath me. Or it's like, look, I'm going to do something about it. And you've created like I tell people $63,000, you've done that in 1, 2, 3, you've done like in 8 months.
Yeah.
It wasn't even $63,000 over a whole year. I have my notes down over here. So people are like $63,000 a month part-time is crazy.
And I want to tell people, when this all started to happen, the Sheila I know would have crawled into a ball, panicked, shut down, get depressed. I have moments where I can't even wake up out of bed at times. I'm overthinking life. And I'm so grateful that I happened to start to pursue this journey right before it started to look really bad at the airports, which was about early April, which is when I was so focused on exciting. And I'm going to launch this business on the side. So I didn't have time 100% to deal with those emotions, but sometimes when I'm out, it did hit me. But in my situation, that was good. But I want somebody who doesn't have that overlap to know, trust your process, trust your journey, but don't give up.
Yeah.
No matter what time you do it, don't give up, because it's going to be so worth it. So worth it.
You know, I don't believe in accidents, you know, not to get weird on you or anybody else watching this. I think everything,
everything happens for a reason.
100%. I truly believe that. And the fact that, like you said, you started this before the pandemic really affected your industry.
Yeah.
Was a blessing within itself. But I mean, but again, it goes back, and I hope everyone gets really just inspired by you can feel your spirit speaking of it through your, just like, you know, your tenacity for life. And the fact that, you know, even before this was going to become an issue, like, I got to do more. I got to be better.
Yep.
And everyone could look at you and think, oh, she's a flight attendant. She made it. But knowing that you always wanted more and always getting that, by the way, is what the great ones do, by the way. The great ones are never okay with okay. They get here and they're like, how can I get here? And I can't take credit for that. I said at the very beginning of this episode, like, all you students who crush it, I'm just there to help pull out this greatness, but you always had it in you, man. I'm so proud of you. Let's go. So let's kind of go to the next part of this journey. And again, thank you for being so vulnerable with us and helping people kind of get to understand the real Sheila here. And by the way, you're doing this in Virginia. You're not doing this like in Florida or California or Texas.
We're in Virginia. It's cold.
So I want people to be inspired. You can do this business anywhere. Let's talk people through your income journey. Like I said, you were able to scale this to a $10,000 a month business in your third month, which is insane. So let's kind of inspire people, because I know you're in Virginia getting direct business. We're going to talk a little about getting that direct business and how, you know, the nerves associated with some of that stuff. I'm excited about sharing this, but let's just jump right out of the gate. So your first month you launched, how much money did you make in your first month?
$2,500.
You say, cool. So you hit your $2,500. Let's talk about the mindset. You had $2,500. Are you excited? Are you juiced? Like,
oh, no, I'm nervous. I went snail pace, one signing a day in the middle of the day in the afternoon. So I had time to rest and get my mind together and get the nerves out. But there's still nothing to fully prepare me for the moment at the table, because you really have to do it. But I was that whole month I was nervous. I only did one signing a day at whatever price I can get. Like you said, just get the business in. And I was just learning. I was just absorbing everything. But every time I did a signing, my first signing took 2.5 hours.
Oh, I think that's really, well, I'm very proud of you for saying that, because I think, you know, some people take that first signing and they, you know, I always tell you students, don't ever compare your chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 8, right? No. And so the fact that you just admitted your first signing took 2.5 hours is beautiful, because that's okay, because the experience is our best teacher. And so, but I think what's also really funny and kind of ironic is how, you know, you're like, I'm nervous. I only did one signing a day. You made $2,500 a month in your first month.
Well, that just proves how good and very great this business is. So one signing a day. You know, I didn't think about that, but yeah, I was so nervous.
I mean, $2,500. You know how many people in this country right now would love a $2,500 a month part-time business? And Sheila, you hit the first month going slow. So speaking of going slow, because I don't think you are at all, the next month, what you make?
Oh, I had a little confidence. I did 7,300. Still nervous, still a couple of mistakes, but 7,300.
I mean, in your second month as a part-time signing agent, you did $7,000. Like, I hope everyone's getting inspired. People see these numbers and think, oh, I got to be full-time. And what I think was really cool that you talked about 10 minutes ago was, like, there are some days you were handcuffed by your being on reserve that you couldn't do any signings.
No.
And you're still doing $7,300 part-time around this insanely, what I would call restricting part-time schedule, because at moments you just can't leave the house because you don't even get that call.
No. And I took the chance on one or two of those days where, because I would see that I'd stay home and I wasn't able to do signings, I kind of booked some signings. And one of those days I ended up having to cancel. I'm like, oh no, we can't do this. I don't want to lose my clients in the business. So let me scale back. And even then I still accomplished that 7,300, which was a shock.
Right.
a shock.
Well, the
A
funny
shock.
part is now getting to know you much better. It's not a shock. It's just, it's like your personality and your attitude to life and your zest for it. It's very apparent. So all the success completely makes sense now that I get to know you and your journey. But now let's tell people. So your third month, how much money did you make?
I finally hit the 10,800 mark, making the 10K club. Oh, let me tell you, Mark, that day, that last day, the day that I hit 10K and I still had days left in the month, I was just like, is this happening? Is this happening? I shared it with my parents. I was like, you won't believe what my business just afforded me. Doesn't mean I'm just going to come and give you a whole lot of money, but just know it's doing okay.
I couldn't imagine what that amazing feeling like. I mean, I'm so happy for you. I mean, and I love how you just said, I finally made the 10K. Girl, you made the 10K club in your third month. Like, come on now. I mean, we have students who takes a year for that to happen. And you did that 10K part time. I'm going to say that till my face turns blue. Like, insane, man. I mean, traveling the world, literally coming home, getting signings. It's unbelievable. So month number 4, what'd you make?
I made 11,300.
I mean, again, like when you read these income numbers out loud, like what are you thinking? What are you remembering? Like, talk to me on that.
It was all worth it. Sorry. It was worth it, my parents coming here. It was worth it, my mom working 3 jobs for 12 years. It was worth it, me going through a bad divorce. It was worth it, living paycheck to paycheck. It was worth it. And I want people to know it's not always about the money. You know, the money is nice. It allows you to get the monetary and, you know, the nice house or the fancy car to pay the bills. It's just that freedom of peace of mind. It's priceless. There's not enough money you can put to that peace of mind that when I saw that number and I looked at my bank account and I was just like, oh my God. And I literally stopped and prayed because it was just, thank you. This is actually happening. Thank you. And I thought it would change me, but I still felt like Sheila, just more comfortable. I can breathe. And I know a lot of people, you come home or you're leaving work or even driving to work, your throat is so tensed and tight from stress and issues and financial strain. And to know that something like this, even part-time, can allow you to breathe. There's not enough money in the world that can really put a value on that, but that's really started to give some value. Being able to, I don't have to check my bank account if I want to buy lunch, you know? I don't have to see, oh, did the electricity bill come out? Do I have a little change to maybe hang out with my friends and have a good weekend? You know, those college days of eating ramen noodles because I couldn't afford to go have a nice dinner or something. You know, those struggles in life in that moment, that month, even when I hit the 10K, was like, oh my God, it was so worth it. Every single downfall in my life, moments of pain, suffering, struggle, paycheck to paycheck, everything makes sense. It's like comes full circle. Yep. And when I sat in that moment of, oh, this is why this happened to me. Oh, this is why I was going through this. Oh, this is why this person said no. It makes it all come together. And that's what I felt when I hit the 11K. But here's the problem, Mark. When you hit that, I feel like, oh, I got to keep doing that. But it's okay if you don't.
What I think is amazing is when you hit 11K, 10K, 7K, you realize that you can do it.
Yeah.
And what I try to get you students to really believe is like, you got to start setting goals bigger than you think you can accomplish.
Yeah. So even if you get midway, you still accomplish so much.
Right. That's right. And I mean, thank you for sharing what you just did, because there's what I think, again, I can't take any credit for, and I don't want to, is is your mindset, right? What I think is beautiful is what you just said, like all those struggles led to this moment. I know why that person said no. I know why I learned that lesson, right? There's no such thing as failures. There's just learning moments along the way. But your mindset of being able to see those as lessons is powerful, because I think a lot of people going through down moments can't see past here because they see, oh, I failed, versus what you just said is like, look, everything that's going on right now is going to lead to somewhere bigger and better. And I just love how you had that moment with it. Like, I get it. I had to go through that to get here. And
It
Sheila,
wasn't failure. I just fell and I got myself back up. And that's the part we are our worst critic. We penalize and we are negative to ourselves more than anybody. And that's one thing I learned through this process is I have to give myself credit for the good that I have in me to accomplish a lot of things that life has to offer. And so if you don't find that place to say, you know, I am worth it, I can do this. Of course, I'm smart. I got this, with the support system that is here to guide you and be your cheerleader, you're really missing out.
yeah. I think you said something beautiful, and it's really allowing yourself to take credit for the success. I mean,
Yeah.
it's taking moment of like, I am worthy. I have done this. And what I think the next step is knowing you're capable of so much more. Because
Yes.
Sheila, you're capable of not only being six figures next year, you're capable of running your own signing service and being the next Robin Schmidt. Like the sky is the limit, right? It's understanding that, look, 11,000 is great. It is.
Yeah.
It's just the beginning, Sheila. And I need you to believe that it's just the beginning, because I know it is.
Yes.
I
Thank
do.
you.
I need you to know it. And
Yep.
2021, man, is the year of six figures, a year of Sheila's signing service and taking over the East Coast and
Oh
being
my,
the next signature closers, and just going out and using your beautiful smile to go get every client and just use every tool that's been given to you. So thank you for walking us through
yes.
some very vulnerable moments, because I think it's going to help other people knowing that they're not by themselves when they have to look at the bank account and be like, oh, did my electricity bill go through? Oh, cool, it did. And I still have 20 bucks. I can go out to dinner with my friends. And I've been there. It's why I can relate to it. I think everyone's been there, but not everyone's want to talk about it. So
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you. This interview has been fire, man. I love it. I hope people are enjoying it as much as I enjoy having it with you. Okay, so let's move to the next part of the conversation. And I think this is where it gets really good. And I think
Yeah.
the great things to share is, I always ask you successful signing agents, because you are successful, is, what is one piece of advice? If your mom, your dad, your best friend was like, Sheila, I'm about to be a signing agent. I need, just give me that one piece of advice that's going to help me grow my business. What would that be for you?
That one piece of advice for me is courage, because a lot of my success in this business was because I had the courage. I had the courage to jump into it with what I say, 2 feet and faith. I had the courage to go through the course. And when I didn't pass your test the first time or the second time, I passed it the third time. I had the courage to keep moving forward, when I'm ordering the supplies and maybe getting the wrong items, just not giving up and keeping the courage to continue to build my business, the courage to stop saying, do I need to know more information, and just launch. I mean, I launched technically on the platforms on April 7, but I still didn't actually start accepting signings until a day later, because I was still like, am I ready? Can I do this? Do I have everything? Do I know everything? So that courage is going to be so crucial. I think anyone that's getting into this, that you have to see it through when the high is high, and sometimes when the low is low. I mean,
I would argue the courage is needed more when the low is low.
yes.
I think that's a really good way to put it. What you said, and that, I love these interviews because there's always like one amazing quote, and your quote is 2 feet and faith.
Yes.
Wow, it should be a t-shirt, 2 feet and faith, because you're right. You've got to have the belief that you've put in the work. You got to put in the belief that, you're worthy of it. You got to put in the belief and the faith that you can do this. You are good enough. You are great enough. Let's speak about courage a little bit, because I think you're right. I think, honestly, here's the facts. And is this business is 80% courage, 20% skill, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I can teach you students how to do a signing until my face is blue, but it's that really tough part of stepping out of your comfort zone that really ends up being kind of hot. So I'm going to ideally help people through your story take that step outside their comfort zone. So, speaking of which, I know you're a flight attendant, you were a paralegal. It's safe to say sales wasn't part of your background.
No, I hate sales.
Good, because you're not alone. And that's why I want to bring up this next point is, I think that there is, because I know you're getting direct business out there in Virginia,
Yeah.
And I think there's a belief that to get direct business, and for those who don't know what that means business directly through real estate agents, title companies, real estate attorneys, etc., that they have to have this I love sales mentality, or they have to be like a natural born salesman. So let's talk through the word courage, right? Let's talk through that word. And if you can remember back to when you first made the decision to stop working with signing services exclusively and start going directly to real estate professionals and keeping the entire fee, bring us through that journey of nerves, if you had any, and kind of talk through that to inspire someone else that $11,000 a month signing agent is just like you.
Well, the courage is so important because that is like a domino effect to everything else. So by me building, and I'm still every day having to build my courage. That is a working progress. Some mornings I wake up, I'm not as courage. So I have to build that courage. But when I eventually decided to go direct, I had to turn my courage into confidence. Confident enough to say, hi, I'm Sheila. Here's what I can do for you. But I was so nervous. I mean, I took a whole, and I know because I'm so new and it seems so fast for me, but timing is everything as well in the business. I still took a whole month trying to build my courage into confidence before I even sent out the first email. I redrafted it so many times. I held it in my draft folder for quite a while.
Why did you, first off, courage and confidence, another great quote. I agree with you, by the way. It's taking the courage and confidence, which, by the way, is just baby steps, right? It's just a lot of people think they need to be confident today when all you got to do is take little baby steps.
Yeah.
To equal that confidence and courage. Great, great quote. But what I want to address a little bit, and because I know your story a little bit, obviously, is because you're a student, is that, before you sent those marketing things that you were going to do, why were they sitting in your inbox for 3 weeks? What took it through that?
Fear of rejection. No matter how many no's you get in life, you still don't like hearing it. Mm-hmm. So I figured, oh my God, I'm only 2 months in. Why would they even entertain my little fancy newsletter? Hey, if you have overflow, consider me, compared to someone that's been in the business for 5, 6, 10 years that has done over thousands of signings. That fear of rejection, that fear of also, if they call me and they start asking me all these questions, how am I going to answer it? I'm pretty confident when it comes to interviews with jobs, when I would be out looking for jobs back in the day. But but for this one, it's different because it's for your business and it's really solely dependent on you. But that fear of rejection, of being told no, or being told, yeah, but you're not good enough, or yeah, you don't have enough experience, is really what held me back and keeping that in my draft email for as long as I did.
Well, you said something that I think can resonate to a lot of new signing agents, by the way. And even, we have students in our family that are 2 years in who still haven't had the courage, the confidence. Love that quote again. The courage, the confidence to go direct. So, but you talk through something I think every signing agent goes through. And that is like, why, especially new signing agents, why would they pick me 2 months in versus a signing agent who's done 1,000 closings and 5 years into the business? You had this conversation with yourself that was negative, this conversation that assumed the worst versus assuming the best.
I always assume the worst first.
Yeah, and I think everybody does, and I appreciate you saying that, But my question to you, though, is, how did you get that narrative changed in your head? Because I know there's people who struggle with that narrative, like, why would they choose me? Why would they choose a 2-month signing agent, a 12-month signing agent versus a 5-year. So how are you able to turn that narrative around so we can maybe help someone else who had the same conversations that you had?
I turned it around the same way I told myself when I was getting into the business, that I deserve it. I will work hard for it. It will turn out okay. You got this. You've already done this up to this point and you did okay, even with a couple mistakes, but you did okay. Again, turning my courage into confidence to say, listen, I'm here if you need me. And what really helped me to really get that was seeing the month before what I was able to do with the little bit that I did, and saying, oh, well, imagine now if you're, double this, or you get this company, you can do more. So the courage of wanting to see the success was definitely what said, okay, you know what? And then of course your videos every Friday on Facebook with just cheering us on and saying, because sometimes you need that other voice that you can see and hear say the same thing you already know, but you were questioning it. That also helped to give me that little push that I finally needed to kind of push me in. But seeing my productivity before with the little bit that I did and knowing, you know what, Sheila, you can do this. Again, I had to turn that courage into confidence and make it positive. And that's where a lot of us fall apart, is that positive reinforcement to ourselves.
Well, I think you said something, you dropped fire, like fire. There's a few things, there's a few things that I want to draw out of that and talk about. Is I'm writing notes down as you're talking. I can't write fast enough. You have to tell yourself you deserve it.
Yes, always.
It starts with that conversation. And what I want to dig into, because you said it loosely, is you deserve it because you've put in the effort.
Yes.
You deserve it because you've studied. You deserve it because you've done signings good. You deserve it because you're not lazy. You deserve it because you are amazing. So you're not just saying you deserve it just as a raw. You're really drawing back on all the things that you did to get here. Yeah. So therefore you do deserve it.
I am capable. It's possible. I've done it. So why am I questioning myself so much?
Right. You put in the work. And I think that's what people are missing. And I love what you say, is like, you put in the work. And because you put in the work, I deserve it. It's not like you're saying I deserve it just because I deserve it. No, you deserve it because you put in the work. So anyone who's listening right now, you've put in the work. Yep. Don't discount what it took to get here. Yep. So you can have that conversation with yourself that you deserve it. So you didn't have to forget how much hard work you put into it. And that's what allowed you to say that. So first off, I love that. But I think you said something else that I think that should not go overlooked, is turning your courage into confidence was through small wins.
Yes.
I did this signing great. You didn't. What I love about what your mindset is you don't discount things that you've accomplished. That's how you turn courage into confidence. You're not discounting. I did 2 signings yesterday flawlessly. Like, I'm good. I did 20 signings last month, and I didn't have to go back and correct one mistake. I'm good. Like, you don't discount the wins that you have. And that's how you're turning courage into confidence, right? I call it stacking small wins. But what's better than stacking small wins, what I think, I can't take credit for this, is it's one thing to stack small wins, Sheila. It's another thing to make sure that you don't overlook the small wins. You're purposely saying, I did this, I did that. And so while you're stacking the wins, you're telling yourself, I'm stacking them. I'm stacking them. And that's how you turn courage into confidence.
Yeah.
Like, if there was a mic, I would drop it right here, Sheila, because you crush it. And I hope people get inspired by that, right? She gave you the blueprint. And I think the best part about, and I'll end with this, is you don't discount your greatness. And I think a lot of people do.
And I don't want them to take that as bragging. There's a big difference.
100%.
Sharing my experience or sharing the success I've had in this business is not to brag, because I'm not necessarily a bragger, even though it may come off that way to some people. Which is why I love what you do, is using it to inspire, to show you, like you said at the beginning, you are not alone. A lot of things people go through, they feel like they're the only person going through it. You're not. I mean, I could tell stories for days. You are not the only person that experienced a certain feeling, a sad, depressed day that paralyzes you from coming out of bed. I've been there. But and even the courage turning into confidence is an everyday project. So I want people to know it still takes inner work to continue to be successful in this business every day.
Yeah, no, I think again, you're touching on so much great stuff. Is every day it's a process for you. And,
Yeah.
and I want people to be inspired by that. Every day you're telling yourself, I did something great yesterday, therefore it's helping me turn courage into confidence. I did something great an hour ago. I think the key is not discounting your wins. It's not forgetting your wins. It's not letting your wins become not a big deal, because every win's a big deal, no matter how small it is. And I think you're showing people how you turn courage into confidence. And that should be the name of your self-help book, Courage into Confidence. I love it. Okay. I love it. I think you're inspiring in so many different ways. I mean, the fact that just so upbeat about the fact that you've been furloughed 3 months ago, right? And I mean, that could have crippled somebody.
Me. I know me. Whew. And God knows why he positioned things the way he did at the time that he did, because he knows how his daughter is. If I didn't have this as a backup, to be honest, I really don't know how I would have handled things moving forward. Because I had rent, I have bills. And so I pray for those that don't have it, but you do. Hello, signing agent. Yeah, I can't even imagine, because I know me. I probably would have gone into a very deep depression, to be honest, because I experienced little moments of depression just in life now, even with all this greatness, moments of just, ooh. Yeah. But with that and no backup, oh my God, no.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, we all experience moments of, overwhelmness or sadness, or you call depression. But I think that you really, really said some really deep stuff today. And I think I want people to hear from not only me, but you, it's okay to celebrate you.
Yeah.
It's okay to celebrate your wins. And I think people don't celebrate themselves enough. And that's what leads them to stay down. That's what leads them not to build courage into confidence. And all you do is, but it's work, right? You said every day I'm building courage to confidence.
Oh, yeah.
And so I want people to hear that, because every day you have to celebrate you. That's how it works, right? And it's not arrogance to say you did a great signing.
No.
It's not arrogant saying, oh, I made 10 grand that last month. It is celebrate your wins, know that you're great, and know that you're capable of more, and keep building your business, Sheila. I'm so proud of you. Okay, so let's kind of go to the last question here, to inspire people. And I think, I want to talk to the signing agent right now. Well, how about this? I want to talk to the person who's not a signing agent and who's thinking, I want to be a signing. Sheila, your story's awesome. It's great. I feel you. But they're hesitant about something, right? And I know every single person has their hesitancies before 2 feet in faith, before they have their 2 feet and they jump in. What was that for you to see if maybe someone else has the same feelings you had? What was the moment of hesitancy before you made the decision, I'm going to be a signing agent?
When it was presented to me, it just sounded too good to be true. You made how much in a month? The person that told me about it was making 5 figures in 1 month. I was like, excuse me? And then when they explained to me how the business works, I'm like, that just sounds too I'm still waiting to hear the catch in that conversation. Because I'm one of those people, I always think the negative. I think of the worst first. And for me, listening to it, the catch never came. And I'm like, is it really going to be that simple? Is it really, I know nothing's extremely easy, but overall, it's a really simple business. And that's really what hesitated, that the moment that it was told to me, I didn't jump right in. I kind of took a couple of days, because of course, my paralegal background, I got to research the hell out of everything. So I was online, I watched all your videos, I watched other people's reviews, and I researched the industry a little bit, even though, everything it was saying was just actually good. And I was like, can it be? I said, but you know what, Sheila, you've tried other things before, they failed. So what if it's another one? Best time to try is now while you have a job.
Right, yeah.
And I think I took about 4 days, because I also have to say this. I am one of those people that will overthink an idea so much that I kill it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll find all the things that could go wrong before not even knowing if that's really what could go wrong with it, and then say, well, I don't think this is the best thing for me, and then just kill it. Or I go to too many people about it, they know nothing about it, and they kill it for me because I want somebody else to be excited about it. So I knew from my past experiences of doing that, I don't think that was smart. So I didn't present this idea to too many people. I focused on the content of those who have done it, which was, of course, with you and your videos and other things. And I'm like, it sounds really good. And I'm like, I can do this. Can I do this? I'll try.
Yes, you can do this. $11,000 months later, dancers. I mean, again, you're just dropping so much fire. I think, you said something that was really interesting, and I never really positioned it like that or thought about it like that's what I should say is, sometimes what we do unintentionally or subconsciously is probably a better word than unintentionally. Subconsciously is, we try to find a reason why we should do something. And so we go look for people who will agree with our, oh, you're right. See, I told you. And I love how you this time around chose not to go look for those people who could support why you shouldn't do this. And instead you went out and looked for people that would support why you should.
And I hit a few people that didn't. And I had to make it clear, well, this is something that I feel I really have to do for myself because there's so many reasons for my own personal needs that I can listen to your opinion, but I respectfully agree to disagree. And I went on, and I feel people have to not let others influence too much the potentials that they have in them that they may not even know it's there. Mm-hmm. And this business will bring that out. So that was a big thing for me.
Hold on. You just said something that was unbelievably good too. It's like, sometimes you don't understand the potential you have, mm-hmm. but this business will bring it out.
And this business has for me, because I kind of knew it was there, but I didn't think it was for real or possible. But oh my gosh.
Why do you think this business was able to bring that potential you had inside of you
out? Because number one, the platform that was created made it, I don't want to say easy, but made it possible. And then it's almost like once you taste a good meal, you want to keep eating. You normally wouldn't drive so far to go do something, but because you had a taste of it, you'll drive to the edge of the mountain for it. And the fact, again, I celebrate those little wins along the way that motivates me and makes me realize, oh, I can do this. And, having other people coming to me to help them get into it because they're inspired by me sharing my story to, grow in other avenues. It's amazing sometimes. It's just being in the right thing at the right moment to expose the best of you is usually what happens. And
I think you said it again. You just say so much fire. That's all I can say is, you're right. You're right in this fact that this business is very easy to stack small wins, right? Yes. I just got a notification. I may not have got it, but I just got my first notification. Oh, I just got my first signing signed to me. It may be only $60, but I got my first signing assigned to me. So it's an easy business to turn courage into confidence because mm-hmm. you're able to stack so many small wins fairly quickly. And like you said, once you get a taste of success, you want another taste of success. And it's one of those businesses where you can stack small wins really quick. I mean, gosh, I don't know what to say outside of this interview was amazing. You're amazing. I could not be happier for what you've accomplished. I hope people are inspired that, courage is the name of this game. And frankly, it's the name of the game of life. Right. And if you're able to turn courage into confidence, this is the business that will really reward that, yes. And I think it's another, I love having this conversation with you guys because we're such like-minded individuals, right? You want more, I want more, and being able to put in the same conversation inspires me. So you inspire me. Because honestly, being able to really pay attention to your wins is so important. Yes. And you don't ever take for granted. And maybe it's because of your background with your parents and your up and their sacrifice and making sure that they have a roof over your head and working 3 jobs and 12-hour days really makes you appreciate the small wins.
Yes. Yes, that I'm happy that my parents didn't hide from me a little bit of their struggle, because it made me value money a little bit better and understand that things don't just come free. This business sounds too good to be true, but there is some work that comes with it, but you get the rewards of your work pretty fast compared to some other businesses I've seen or have heard about. And for me, it's just that upbringing, that access to, you put in the work, you will reap the rewards later, is exactly what I feel this business is a great example of. You put in the work, you will get the reward later. And I love it.
Thank you so much for your time today, Sheila. Thank you for inspiring. Thank you for setting just time away and letting people know that anything's possible if they put work behind it. So is there anything that you want to leave with to inspire people with on the way out? Because you are so inspirational.
When you get to a place of success in your life, more success comes by paying it forward. If you did not pay forward, Mark, what you have provided to all of us, we wouldn't have this moment here today for me to share my story like I do with you right now via my other platforms that I'm creating and through conversation with family and friends. I will tell you, pay it forward, because the same way you deserve it and the message found its way to you, somebody's going to need to see you to get the message to them. And let's just continue this going so generation after generation can be financially in a good peace of mind for tomorrow. That's how I feel about that.
No, and I will take it one step further. I believe it is the duty of the successful to pay it forward. I believe when you reach a certain level of success, it is your duty to help others. It's your duty to reach back and pull somebody up. So I completely agree with everything you just said. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to see you in the 6-figure club in 2021. Let's go. Bye, Sheila.
Bye.